So what if the law wasn't, well, a set of rules, but was more like a self-executing computer code? What if justice wasn't something decided by a judge and jury, but was actually calculated by an algorithm? We're about to jump into a really fascinating speculative analysis that maps out the next 25 years. It's a look at a future where technology could completely redefine the very essence of law and order as we know it.
You know, the source material we're looking at kicks off with this line, and it just perfectly captures the two sides of the coin we're about to explore. That darkest part? Well, it speaks to the incredible power and, let's be honest, the potential for control we're going to uncover. But the fascinating part? That points to the seductive promise of a world without crime. This isn't just about cool new gadgets. It's about fundamentally rewiring our entire social contract.
So, what's the big change we're talking about here? It's a huge seismic shift away from the system we've literally always known, one that reacts to crime by punishing it after it's already happened. We're moving to a whole new paradigm, a predictive, algorithmic system designed to stop crime before it even has a chance to happen. And this is the key concept right here, predictive justice. Just try to imagine a world where all these little data points from millions of sources, I'm talking their online searches, your credit card bills, even the way you walk down the street, are all fed into an AI. And this AI doesn't just solve crimes, it forecasts them with, frankly, chilling accuracy. The goal isn't repression anymore, it's all about prevention.
Okay, so let's look at the timeline. And believe it or not, it starts just a couple of years from now. This first decade is really all about building the infrastructure for observation. This is the period where the idea of public anonymity just dissolves, and surveillance evolves from just passively recording things to actively analyzing them in real time. And you'll see how quickly this stuff just escalates. By 2027, cameras aren't just looking for your face anymore. They're analyzing your unique walk, the tiny variations in your skin color to guess your heart rate, all to flag you as a potential threat. Then, by 2029, drones become the first responders, collecting data before a human officer even gets there. And then boom, 2032, we hit the deepfake crisis. This is a point where AI-generated video gets so realistic you literally can't trust it as evidence in court unless it's been certified on a blockchain, creating this permanent, unchangeable record of where it came from.
And this is the result of all that data collection. You get a number like this, 85%. Police patrols are no longer based on gut instinct. An AI, analyzing crime stats, the weather, even social media chatter, can direct officers to one specific city block and tell them, hey, there is an 85% chance of this specific crime happening right here, right now. I mean, that's the power of predictive mapping.
Okay, so with this massive surveillance network up and running, the focus shifts from just watching to making everything more efficient. Our completely overwhelmed court systems start to automate, and that ushers in an era of what our source calls fast food justice. You know, it's quick, it's standardized, and the human element is almost totally gone.
And this completely flips the legal profession on its head. An AI superclerk can read 10,000 similar cases, analyze the specific judge's psychology based on every ruling they've ever made, and then draft the statistically perfect legal argument in 4 seconds. Suddenly, the human lawyer's job isn't about strategy anymore. It's about performance. They basically become an actor, delivering the lines the machine wrote to appeal to what's left of human emotion in the courtroom.
And for all this small stuff, the process becomes completely automated through what they call smart contracts. There's no ticket in the mail, there's no court date. Your autonomous car breaks a rule, and the fine is just zapped from your digital account in less time than it takes you to blink. Punishment is instant, and there's just no way to argue with it.
During this period, the algorithms just get more and more powerful. I mean, by 2038, they're actually sentencing felons. By 2039, they're flagging people for courtesy visits from the police based on nothing more than their shopping history and their search queries, a real-life pre-crime intervention. And by 2042, an AI, not a human board, decides if a prisoner gets parole, all based on a cold calculation of their risk of reoffending. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most chilling phase of this whole thing. This is where technology and the law merge completely. The system isn't just a tool to enforce the law anymore. The code of the system is the law, and getting around it becomes physically and technologically impossible. The source we're looking at uses this French phrase, le code fait loi, which literally translates to the code is law. Now, this isn't just some clever turn of phrase. It represents the ultimate paradigm shift. Justice is no longer about human interpretation or mercy or context.
It's a software program, and it's just executing its commands with pure binary precision. So what does punishment even look like now? Well, physical prisons are way too expensive. So instead, nonviolent offenders get sentenced to a virtual prison. This means they're fitted with a biometric tether, some kind of unhackable implant or pre-slit, and the AI can then just block your access to certain neighborhoods or lock your bank account or cut you off from the internet. You're technically free, but your entire world is controlled by an algorithm.
And holding this entire system together is an invisible citizen reliability score. Every little thing you do, what you buy, who you talk to online, where you walk in the city, whether you pay your bills on time, it all feeds this score in real time. And that score then determines your access to loans, to public services, even to certain jobs. So here's the crucial point. This system works. It actually achieves its goal. It creates a society with almost no crime, a society of perfect order. But it's a piece that's managed by a machine that knows nothing about mercy or humanity. It's an emotionless, implacable, and absolute system. This entire journey, from predictive policing all the way to a world where code is law, it really forces us to confront a fundamental choice about the kind of society we actually want to live in. And it's a choice with massive, massive consequences.
This quote from the analysis just sums up the bargain perfectly. We are basically being asked to trade something we've always taken for granted, the freedom to be anonymous, to be unobserved, for something incredibly seductive, the promise of absolute, mathematically guaranteed safety. And that leaves us with the final and really the only question that matters. When you look at this potential future, a world without crime, but also without privacy, without mercy, without anonymity, is that a price worth paying?